What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Swipe Up, where I share my favorite posts from Instagram. This is the 36th episode of the show, or this version of the show. Let's get it going with a mixture of Breaking Bad and Grand Theft Auto and the amazing Bob Menery narrating the whole thing with a RV on a high-speed chase as the RV falls apart. Let's get it going with some video from Bob Menery.
If you are in the area of West La Cienega and West 3rd Street, seek shelter. We will get right back to your regular scheduled program of Gilmore Girls in just a second, but there is a fucking crackhead loose driving an RV like a madman, and look at this. Taking a U-turn and drives right into a fucking tree. We are getting reports that this driver has no teeth, spent the whole night smoking crack and doing zippies and ripping bath salts, and obviously has no... Oh my God, is that a fucking dog? There is a dog driving the vehicle and he plows into another car. This is something you never want to see, folks. Give us a minute. Peter and I are up here in Skyfox 1 helicopter, and if our pilot could do a better fucking job, pull us around to get a better angle. Give us a second, and we'll see if it is a crackhead indeed. It is. Yes, right there. There is the crackhead. There is the dog. And they are firing bullets at the crackhead trying to kill him.
Crazy that the dog survives that crash. I don't know if you saw the dog when he mentioned the dog. It took me a while. I had to rewatch the video a few times. Dog is in the front on the driver's side, poking out of the where the windshield used to be, pretty much as if the dog was driving the thing. And then once it plows into that, whatever it plows into, a parked car, dog goes flying out, I would imagine. You don't see any of this shit. But then you see the crackhead and the dog run away. It's just a fucking craziness. People, first off, the handling on that RV makes me wish I had an RV. But let's move on to some good stuff, some happy stuff, some sweet stuff, some slick stuff from the big pygmy himself, Justin Wren. Fight for the Forgotten, sharing this post of Chris Cyborg, former women's featherweight champion Chris Cyborg, the scariest woman known alive, donating some drinkable water to a Ugandan tribe as part of the Fight for the Forgotten charity that Justin Wren set up to help build wells for people in Africa, specifically the Pygmies. Justin Wren has lived with the Pygmies multiple times. He's himself an MMA fighter, a heavyweight fighter in Bellator, and started this charity, or part of a charity. I don't know if he started it, Fight for the Forgotten, where they go build waters, trying to give drinkable water to people that don't have drinkable water. Just kind of something that would be nice for all of humanity to have at least a baseline of drinkable water. Maybe they should go to like Ferguson and or Flint, Michigan, and maybe see if they can donate some water there too. But good on Cyborg, good on Justin Wren. Always amazing when he's on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's got a crazy story and always good stuff coming from him. So go donate if you're looking for a charity to donate to. Go donate to that one. Now moving on to a happy birthday from a person that's not with us anymore. Brody Stevens had a birthday this past week, and Troy Conrad shared a picture from Brody leaving the Comedy Store. Just an amazing picture. Brody's signature smile. And you see the marquee. It's got Bobby Lee, Joey Diaz, and Brody Stevens on it. My favorite part of this picture is the sign "Road Work Ahead" in the background that's in focus. Because Brody, an amazing human being, but also a troubled human being who's very public about his struggle with depression. And there was definitely a lot of road work ahead for him. But the work was just too much, apparently. And he will be missed, but it was his birthday this past week. So happy birthday to Brody. And it's just an amazing photo. So I wanted to make sure and share that. Troy Conrad, the gold standard, I would say, in comedian photography. He's got a great series of comedians in the hallway of the Comedy Store, which doesn't sound impressive until you go and see it. So go and see it. So moving on to something that happened that's very important in the world of Your Mom's House, we finally get to see Charo. First off, we finally get to see Charo, Tom Segura's mom, but we also get to find out how epic she is, this unknown fact that's been hidden for years. I can't remember them talking about this, and I've been a fan since the beginning. But she apparently drops heavy bombs out of her butthole, and Tom was able to get it on video. So let's check this out. It's very important in the history of mankind. Her face, her reaction to finding out Tom was filming is by far the funniest things.
You're not my son anymore.
You're not my son anymore. Hilarious. It's so hilarious. Oh my God, that's so funny. And she's such a tiny person. Like, I didn't realize they've said it before, and I just, never seen Charo before. So it was amazing to see Charo in that light, and it was epic. I hope that video goes more viral than anything in the world. So moving on, we got some crazy clouds in the desert, which dropped some snow up in the mountains. No snow out here, but it has been cool. It cooled it off a little bit before we get into the summertime. But here's a view from the Palm Springs Tramway, which, is a 40-minute drive from where I'm at to go to the bottom of the tram, and you take this tram up to the top of a mountain where there's snow. And it's just like, it's a crazy thing to go from the desert to something that reminds me of Denver in a lot of ways. But just, it's crazy that, 40 minutes away, there's snow falling from the sky. So if you're in Palm Springs, go check out the tram. It's kind of a trip. And last but not least, Steve Simone, one of the sweetest human beings and funniest comedians out in the planet Earth that we exist upon, has released a new album called Jabba, Jabba, as in Jabba the Hutt. Steve Simone, I've seen him perform once, I think, only. He opened for or featured for Ari Shaffir in Denver, of all places. I was watching Ari at the Denver Comedy Works, and like a couple years ago, Steve Simone opened, and he is hilarious. I'm very familiar with him mainly through podcasts. He has his own podcast. I think it's called Good Times. I could be wrong, but I've never listened to his podcast. But anytime he's a guest on any of the podcasts, it's always illuminating to how amazing this guy is. But if you were to take like all of the childhood nostalgia that you have, like the warm fuzzy feelings you may get from watching like A Christmas Story or Goonies or any of those times that gives you the warm fuzzies inside, and just it's a part of your life that really makes you enjoy life and really savor the good times. I think that's what, growing up. Then check out Steve Simone's comedy. He's hilarious. He is like the warmest, cuddliest human being known to mankind, and does a lot of good things. He helps out a lot of children that are in the hospital. He goes and spends tons of time and energy going to make the life of a little kid a little bit better during their hard times. But yeah, go. I haven't actually listened to the album yet. It just came out, and I just haven't had a chance to sit down and listen to it. But I am looking forward to Steve Simone's Jabba out now. So that's it for this episode. Let me get some shout-outs. Shout out to Bob Menery. Shout out Big Pygmy, Justin Wren. Shout out Chris Cyborg, Fight for the Forgotten, Troy Conrad, Brody Stevens, Tom Segura, Charo. Shout out to Visit Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, and of course, Steve Simone Comedy. That's it for this episode of the show. Thanks. Have a great week. Peace out.